Good player. You see Spencer pile shuffling again. I just don't really think it's a great idea. Same for Gabe. You know, Spencer needs all the time he can get right now, and with a pile shuffle going on, it's gonna it's gonna be hard for him to really like win this next game, especially if it goes for a long time. So he's gonna have to really work it this next game if he wants a chance for the game three. So we just got word that um, Gabe and Spencer have an 8-minute time extension, but to what cost, really? Like 8 minutes is a lot, but when it comes to dual toed, it's not that much. These games are relatively slower because you're just not doing a lot of damage. I mean, max is 80 damage a turn with toad. So we're gonna see who goes first here, and what kind of draws we have. We see Spencer with a fairly decent start. These two Yvetals. Just a really great start. I think we may see Spencer go first here. As Gabe, I'm not sure exactly what he started with. So two Yvetal EXs versus another Seismitoad Garatina start. So we see Spencer top draw Toad with a Muscle Band Energy on the Yvettal EX. Shaman set up for 3 or 4. And just an overall pretty decent start, I'd say. We may see him computer search here. He's going to discard a Fighting Energy and an Ultra Ball. And let's see what he searches for. The possibilities are endless. Maybe a hypnotoxic laser. But he knows that Spencer knows that Quaking Punch may set in turn 1 for Gabe. He goes for a Battle Compressor. Kind of hoping Gabe didn't draw into a DCE to start. Because Spencer does have that Dark Patch in hand. But if Gabe gets the turn 1 item lock, then this Battle Compressor may be for nothing. Dark Patch on the Yvettal on the bench. And we may see a pass turn here. Unless Spencer wants to play that in. Escape Rope. Brings up Garatina and Yvettal EX. And then we saw N be played. They're just making sure no other supporters were played. And then Spencer and Gabe both shuffle their decks. And this N may give Gabe an even better start. Maybe 2 Crushing Hammers with heads, and Spencer doesn't even have any more energy anymore. Again, we've been seeing this Seismitoad deck all day. And it's just been the MVP so far. We haven't really seen any. We have not seen any. Sorry, I'm having a brain fart. The Ultra Ball there, the 2 energy, just really going through his energy here. And I'm sorry, like what I was saying before was, we haven't really seen Garatina really shine in these games. It's been all about the Toad. As we see in Hypnotoxic Laser from Spencer, Tails, but he is poisoned. As Spencer may look to pass here. And he does have the DC in hand, so next turn we could see that. Gabe wakes up and puts the damage counter on Garatina. So for this turn 1 item lock to happen for Gabe, he's going to need a DCE and a switch or something. You see a head ringer on the Yveltal in the active. But again, Spencer has that DCE in hand. Super scoop up. Gabe gets it. So Seismitoad is now in the active. We're going to see a Shaman setup for 3. And a DCE attached to Toad. And so that DCE is now gone. As they shuffle their hands back in. We're really going to see what these decks are made of now. Because if this item lock comes out, Spencer could be in trouble. I see a DC, AZ, Dark Patch, Verbank from Spencer. And an Ultra Ball, Crushing Hammer, Tails from Gabe. Tool Scrapper. Gonna get rid of that Muscle Band on the active. And another Shaman for 3. Just really gonna wear Spencer down here with that Quaking Punch. Items are so huge in today's metagame that it's hard to not play any items. But Toad has been such a dominant force that people have coped. I'm sure almost every competitive player, I'm sure every competitive player has played against a Seismitoad deck before. It's just out there so much and it's so good. You see a DC attached to Spencer's Yveltal EX. And right now he's going to be doing a lot of damage with that Yveltal. See what Spencer's going to play next. Shaman setup. Didn't really get much. Spencer Y cycloning. Oh, but it actually turns out the head ringer, he can't use that Y cyclone. So he's gonna have a turn to realize what he's gonna do here, unless Gabe opts that Spencer can't attack now, so nothing happened, or I'm sorry, I guess that not that X ball, but Spencer's other attack on Yveltal is going to go through, and 120 damage on Gabe's Seismitoad EX. Gabe looks like he's going to dump his hand here. He got a DCE off that. Keldeo EX on the bench. Crushing Hammer, looking to get rid of that DCE maybe. And it was successful, so he's going to get rid of a Darkness Energy. Gabe knows that Spencer's gotten rid of a lot of darkness energy in this game, so he's going to look to take advantage of that. Another head ringer on Spencer's Yveltals, and this game is shaping up to be like the other one in game 1. So Gabe attacked for 50. Oh, Spencer Lysandering, going to bring up Keldeo. And then I think all Spencer can really do is pass. That item lock is on there. And Spencer is again in a bad way. We've shown time and time again that these Seismitoad Giratina decks are no joke. Another Crushing Hammer. It's Tails. But now Gabe can retreat that Keldeo there with the DCE. Floatstone on Keldeo. And we're going to see Keldeo retreat here and bring back up that Toad. And it's going to Quaking Punch for another 50 damage. No more items once more. And, Gabe is just wearing Spencer down. Seismitoad Giratina, again, is just so good. And, Spencer doesn't really know what to do here. He's got that darkness energy. And he's going to be able to knock out that Toad this turn. But next turn, I'm almost certain, unless, Gabe doesn't pull an energy, that Yveltal on the active is going to get knocked out. So yep, X-Ball for the knockout there. You see the Keldeo come up to the active with the Floatstone. But Gabe does have that DC in hand, which means he can attack with Giratina. Gabe Ultra Ball. Search for Toad. Now, there is 150 damage on Spencer's Yveltal in the active. So, we could see a Quaking Punch from Gabe as well. And, yep, I think that's what he's going to do. He's going to bring up Seismitoad and Quaking Punch, knock out Spencer's Yveltal in the active, and keep an item lock. Or no, Gabe might not be sure about that. It was on there, so Spencer must have chosen for Gabe to take that energy back. If I was on there, once he attached it, he attached it. But it's personally up to Gabe. So Gabe's going to bring up the Toad. And Gabe's going to pass. Not sure what Gabe's planning here. I'm not sure what Gabe is trying to do here. Maybe he's trying to save that energy. But I guess not going for the knockout. Maybe trying to extend this game. You see Spencer grabbing that Jirachi there. And maybe that's what Gabe was afraid of, but it wouldn't even be in the active slot. So, not sure why Gabe didn't attach that DC. But, hey, I'm not Gabe, so I can't really make his decisions for him. All I know is if I was in Gabe's position, I would have definitely attached that DC to the Toad, or maybe even the Giratina, and just went to town and just kept knocking out Spencer's Pokemon. So again, I'm not sure what Gabe's planning here, but hopefully it's the best. You see Spencer Juniper away his hand and draw more. So Spencer now going to retreat that Yveltal and bring up his Seismitoad. So it looks like Gabe might be in a little trouble here, as Spencer Quaking Punches for 50 damage. You see Gabe attach that DC to the Giratina. Rush in, retreat for Giratina, and then do 100 damage to that Seismitoad later on. So he can't play any special energy. Spencer can, or tool cards, or stadiums. So again, another way you can lock Spencer down, but Spencer has a Yveltal on the bench, and he just needs one more energy against Gabe's 4 energy attacker here. Looks like Spencer's going to retreat and bring up the Yveltal with the damage on it. So Garatina's now asleep. You know, I think Gabe made a real big play mistake on not attaching that DC. And going to do knockout. Maybe. On... Yep, they're both going to get knocked out, I think, here. So they both take 2 prize cards, and it's an even matchup again. So Gabe is now in trouble. We might see a game 3 here. But we'll find out. If Gabe can, you know, take back control of this match. Because right now it looks like Spencer is in control. Gabe goes for the VS Seeker. I'm not sure what he's going to grab, but maybe looking to promote someone like Shaman from a Lysander, or play N. You know, again, I don't know what Gabe's tactics were for that non-energy attachment or quaking punch. I guess he, you know, had something different in mind, but you know, it didn't work out for him. I think that was definitely one of the first play mistakes we've seen on the stream so far. Again, both players are drawing 4 prize cards. Oh, I may be mistaken. Looks like Spencer only has 2 prize cards left. I forgot about the knockout in the beginning. Super scoop up. Tails. He's going to play another scoop up. Ooh, heads. Or was that tails? Oh, tails. And he's going to put that Evital to sleep. And then maybe looking to bring up a Shaman. You know, Shamans are easy targets. So yep, Gabe just ended up passing. And now it's Spencer's turn to do some damage maybe. Spencer top drew that Shaman. He's going to draw 3 cards. Or 4. And he got the Verbank laser set up. So Spencer is going to retreat, bring up Seismitoad. Maybe try for a Verbank laser on Gabe. Or go for a Lysander. He's gonna bring up. Oh, he's gonna Lysander Shaman. Laser. He gets heads. Then he might play that Verbank. Who knows? Or maybe he's gonna hold out on the Verbank. You know, he doesn't need it, but if he does play that Verbank, he does run the chance of Gabe playing a Hypnotoxic Laser of his own. So Spencer goes for VS Seeker. Grabs Lysander again. Not sure what Gabe is going to do here in this situation. Ooh, Gabe gets heads, so now he can rush and retreat. Oh, Gabe looks like he's going to scoop. Yeah, he didn't have anything working for him. So he scooped the game. So now it's a 1-1 between Spencer and Gabe. Going into game 3. Gabe has the option of going first or second. Two prime time games here. The first one, you know, going a little slow. Because of all those judge calls, but they did have that 8-minute extension. Hopefully they don't go into time here. Again, if you're just tuning in, Spencer and Gabe are 1-1 at the Kerwin's Game Store Pokemon City Championships. And my name's Darian Miller. I'm commentating for today. Our organizer is John Cimento. This is the top cut of the Senior Division semifinals. There we go. You see that cursor there? Pokemon Trading Card Game Championships. Cities. But you know, this third game can go either way. These decks are pretty evenly matched. It just comes down to who plays better and who gets the better draws. Now we see Spencer start with Jirachi, Gabe start with Keldeo. You know, these are not their best starts for either of them. We're going to see what goes down here. He was going to try to play Crushing Hammer, but he can't, knowing that there is no energy. So Gabe did opt to go first. And again, he's just has nothing really to do, so he just Sycamored that hand away. Again, that was a big Sycamore, and again, it did not prevail at all. He was going to Ultra Ball, get rid of a Super Scoop Up, and a Double Dragon. Not sure why he went for that, you know. Maybe Gabe does have the options to get out of there, but maybe Gabe was just playing it safe. Because, you know, he realized that Spencer could have an N or an Ultra Ball, which he does. But if I was in that situation, I would have done what I always do and risk it for the biscuit. Because that is the Darian Miller way. You see, Gabe got the Hoopa there, and he searched for his 3 Pokemon. So he's going to load up his bench. Well, I'm more of a riskier player, so I'll make the risky mistakes. It's either they pay off or they don't. Most of the time they don't. But that's just me. And Gabe attaches that Muscle Band to Seismitoad, a Double Dragon to Giratina, and passes. Looks like Jirachi wakes up there. We can see his Ultra Ball there. He's going to Ultra Ball 2 energy away. Again, Spencer just not really a energy efficient person, I think. You know, he discards those energies way too much. And that almost hurt him last game. Looks like there is a judge call. But everything's fine. So Spencer's now going to go for Hoopa. And grab Seismitoad. Darkrai, maybe. Yep, Darkrai. And Yveltal EX. So really similar to what Gabe drew from his Hoopa. So Spencer and Gabe, both pretty evenly matched players. You see Spencer Shaman for 3. Again, not getting, you know, great things. You know, he's got an energy. You know, we could see the darkness energy go on the Darkrai there. Or the Yveltal. and dark patched. So he still has not attached his energy yet. That was the dark patch. But I think he might opt to wait to put that DCE on. Or he puts it on the Jirachi. And he's going to attack and maybe get rid of the... I don't think he can get rid of the double dragon. You know, I'm not too sure. That Jirachi is brand new. And, you know, these are the first days it's really going to ever see competitive play. Because it might turn out to be a bad tech, it might turn out to be a good tech. But, you know, it did help Spencer last game. So, and we have seen it a one of in, you know, a lot of competitive decks recently. So we see a battle compressor, 2 energy, and a Regirock. Again, Spencer just getting rid of those energies, just hoping for these dark patches. This dark patch does come in clutch, but you know, if you prize 1 or you prize 2, then that'll really hurt you. So he is going to dark patch here to get that second darkness energy. And then we'll see a VS Seeker. You know, he might be afraid that Quaking Punch might be coming next turn, so he's going to play this VS Seeker for Juniper just in case. We're going to see Spencer maybe retreating. Yep, Spencer's going to retreat and bring up Yveltal, and then he's going to X-Ball for 60 damage. Yep, 60 damage from an X-Ball, maybe. Nope. Looks like he passed. Again, I'm not sure why you would pass in that situation. You know, you want to get those damage counters out, and it doesn't hurt to X-Ball. So again, I believe that's another play mistake by one of these two players, Spencer. So you see Gabe ultra balling for Xerosic. I mean, Gabe ultra balling away Xerosic and Giratina. Not sure what he's grabbing here. Again, with that play mistake, Gabe might be able to capitalize on it. He does get that. He gets to get 2 crushing hammers from that Sycamore there. So plays 1, tails. Oh, heads looks like, and he's gonna play the other one. Tails. So he does get rid of 1 energy, which isn't bad. You know, I would never complain about getting rid of an energy. So he gets tails on that Hypnotoxic Laser, and he's just Gabe's just gonna go to town now, like the deck is meant to do. You know, Gabe promoting that Seismitoad and hitting him for 50, 80 with poison. So Spencer's gonna draw again in a kind of a sticky situation, but isn't too big of a deal. He's going to retreat and bring up Jirachi again. He's going to attach the darkness energy and maybe get rid of that special energy. Yep. Spencer is going to get rid of that special energy and do 10 damage and use up his attack for the turn. Looks like Gabe's going to read that Jirachi there. You know, that is the new one. It is legal for this format as of now. A lot of people weren't sure between the Jirachi, the Pikachu, the new Hoopa. And we have decided it would be legal for today. So Gabe in a sticky situation as well. You know, he just ends up passing his turn, maybe? Or no, it looks like he was taking his poison. I don't think he passed. Oh, yep, he passed his turn, I believe. Yep. So Spencer's gonna retreat with Dark Cloak, Lysander, and Hypnotoxic Laser a Shaman. That's gonna knock him out. Yep, that may knock out the Shaman there. Yep, and I think Gabe just scooped the game. Gabe just, not being able to pull this one out, Last game he did make a crucial play mistake. And not, attack it and not, knocking out that Seismitoad there. But that's what happens. Play mistakes do happen, guys. So we'll tune in for the senior division final between Spencer and whoever won the other game between Eamon and I forgot the other man's name. Alright, we'll tune in then.